Hi, beautiful souls. Again, today's a downpour of information and it wouldn't stop. So I'm like, fine, I'll get on. And it had to do with my book, Discover the Gifts of Your Disempowered Self. This specific chapter, chapter 5, I have something here written as timeline. And you will notice I drew this thing of different timelines from a baby growing up. Of course, I couldn't put every single millisecond of a change and a different personality that shows up, but it's the idea. You'll notice in the book there's a lot of images that show up that I drew because I could see them I could see the image, and so I go into Canva and I start to draw. This was right after, like, every chapter I would just write, type, and then images would show up. I'd jump onto Canva, start putting the images, and so there's a lot of insights in here that are fabulous. But we're going to go back to the timeline. So this is regarding the video I left for Precious, and it has to do with the different timelines and the different. So when we're saying we're jumping timelines and we're in different realities, basically what is true is that whatever age group I'm in, let's say I'm here, okay? And I'm jumping in a different timeline. I am jumping to a timeline where the pain. So let's say here I had a trauma, right? Or a belief that formed. Here I had a belief that formed. Here I had a belief that formed. And all the different times of this 1 year, the different belief. The version of me here, which is my today version, okay, with all my knowledge, which this one doesn't have, I have it here. This version of me can time travel. She can travel all the way to the past and bestow upon all the versions that show up at different moments of my life. Basically, this version of me can go back to any timeline in my past, okay? And take care and pour light over that version of me that right now, that pocket of energy is showing pain. Okay, so let's say this version of me shows up and, like, how old is this? I'm like 12, and at 12, was it 12? At 12, yes, my dad forced me to swallow pills, and he was just screaming and yelling, and you know, I used to love taking they were called 7 C's at the time, and they're transparent on the outside and oily on the inside. They're like the oil, the whale's oil, or I don't even know. And I would love to chew it. I never could swallow. I would pop it, and I would suck the inside, and I would just keep, like, melting the coat outside. So one day my dad saw me in the kitchen, and I was like, look, Dad, look what I can do. And he was like, and I showed him, I'm like, it's so delicious. And he's like, you don't swallow? How don't you swallow pills? And he just, like, went on this psychotic rampage. Like, I don't know what triggered inside of him, what being just appeared. And he just went crazy. And he dragged the big bottle and he dragged me to the bathroom, closed the door. And I remember my mom banging on the door, let her go, leave her. And he's like, and I'm crying because I couldn't understand what happened. It was like 1 second I was happy and showing off, like, how I could chew the pill, to the next second I'm in a bathroom with the door closed, my mom banging outside, let her go, me crying in utter shock, like my brain still didn't connect what was happening. And him, like, every pill he'd give me, he'd, like, stuff it down my throat, swallow it, and I'd throw it out and puke and scream and swallow it. Finally, of course I didn't swallow anything. He gave up and left the bathroom, and my mom rushed in and took care of me. But that, let's say that is 12 years old, that was my traumatic experience. And then at this age, like, let's say at 40 or 30, I remember that, and that trauma keeps showing up, but not with the memories of that trauma specifically, but there's like this, whenever I'm happy, something bad happens. Let's say that's the belief, right? So the belief keeps showing up every time I'm happy, or I show off that I can do something wonderful, something bad happens, right? It's something to hide. So that's a trauma, right? So it always shows up as a pocket of energy. Like, I'm about to be like, oh my God, look what happened in my life. And immediately I shrink back and I'm terrified of, like, the consequences of that. That is the pocket of energy. The pocket of energy is the version of me that is still suffering that specific time at 12 years old, at this date, at this time, that hasn't been resolved because she wasn't offered love, unconditional love. She wasn't cared for, she wasn't seen, she wasn't heard, right? My mom was too raged at the dad and blaming him. He always does this, he's this, to even care about me specifically, although it looked like care at the time, but it wasn't, right? So what happens in the timeline is the version of me at 30 feels that pocket of energy, okay, that hasn't been resolved. She is still in that shocked bathroom in pain, trying to understand and make sense of, I was so happy to show him how amazing it is to bite on this pill and suck the liquid out. Like, it was such a phenomenon. I was so proud of myself. And then pain, excruciating pain and shock happened. So there's a belief that locked in, right? A pocket of energy got trapped that never got released. To tell you the truth, I only started being able to swallow pills 5 years ago, and I don't even remember what happened. It was a pocket of energy. It came out, I released it, and all of a sudden I could swallow pills, but I didn't focus on it. So going in your timeline, you can go back to that version of you, okay? So this is an example of what it's like that you are the light. You are it. That version of you, look, I'll use my example. That version of me, that 12-year-old that was stuck in the bathroom with a crazy man, not understanding, she's still in pain. And that pocket, that belief, that pocket of energy keeps showing up throughout her life, but I can't point it out. I can't know where it's coming from. So when that pocket of energy emerges, okay, it's her screaming out. It's her like looking for that person, because she believed her mom should take care of her, her father should, but the trauma was from the father, the trauma was from the mother, because even if the mother displayed affection, the truth was it wasn't. It was her anger at the father that she was busy with, right? But all she needed, what did she need? What did I need? If I was your 12-year-old daughter, what would I need? I would need a hug. I would need to be told there is nothing wrong with me. I would need to be told you are loved. I love you no matter what. Of course you're shocked. Of course you're scared. I love you. You're allowed to experience joy and you're allowed to experience this pain. This is what that version, the version of you today, is doing when she jumps timelines. And you're jumping timelines to your timeline. You're jumping back and forth, catering. Now, whenever that pocket of energy arises, like any abusive moment, any trauma, anything that gave you a belief, that connected a belief into your being, when you travel in time, because that's what we're doing 24 hours a day, we are constantly traveling in time, either in the future or the past. I have an entire workshop about the future and the past, but I'm going to give a quick summary here. When you're traveling in the past or the future, we're constantly traveling time. We're constantly traveling in time. We're hardly ever really here, right? We're only here to gather like more memories to jump timelines through. So when you're traveling in time, now you're in your past and you're with her, you are still feeling that pocket of energy and you think it's you. It is not you, okay? You are not that 12-year-old in the bathroom with the father doing the thing. You are not that. You are today a mother of 2 kids in your home, comfortable, and chewing all the pills you want to chew. Like there's no one to stop you, right? That version of you is feeling, the empathetic version of you is deeply feeling the pain of the 12-year-old. The pocket of energy is there. What are you going to do as the wise one that you are today that is not going through that pain actually? Why is she showing up? Because she's searching for you, the 30-year-old, the 40-year-old, the 50-year-old, whoever you are, when that pocket of energy keeps arising for you to take care of her. She's looking for you to take care of her. She's not looking for the parents to take care of her. She wants to hear that she's loved and she's okay still, that she still matters no matter what, that she is still of great value to you, to the 30-year-old you, the 20-year-old you, the 50-year-old you is able now to shed the light of compassion and love and kindness and empathy. This is where your empathy comes in. It doesn't come in for others. You trained with others. It's coming in so you can empathize with that 12-year-old that you're feeling so deeply and you've taken in. and you hug her and you tell her, I love you. I am sorry you went through that. I am here for you. I'm sorry nobody else was. Even I abandoned you. And now I'm jumping timelines to make sure to offer you the empathy, the love, the compassion, the kindness that I wished you had received at 12 years old, but there was no one to give you. And I'm here now to give it to you. Is it making sense? That's how it works. This is what I do in my private sessions. We just go all over the map and we just like pour love in all the different timelines. So this is what you're actually doing. You are actually taking your future self. Now, sometimes your you is so enmeshed with the pain of that pocket of energy, that 12-year-old, you're so enmeshed that you don't even know how to cater to her, because you know how when you're like, you've merged with somebody else's energies that you don't even know if this is yours or theirs. So you think that this is yours. You don't know how to, what you do is, where's the page? What you do is you call upon, so you're here, okay? And she's here. You call upon her. Now you jump a timeline to the future. You call upon your future self that has already done this part. Okay, you call upon her, okay? We call it the higher self. You call upon her and you say, please come and pour unconditional love over me. Now, what I do, I used to call upon her. Sometimes it's easier to do that. And as you move with this, you'll understand that you're actually